Okay, we're here with 212-degree personal training again. Today we're going to go through the front squat. It's one of your primal movement patterns. Well, a squat is. You have a push, pull, bend, squat, lunge, and twist. Bend would be more like a deadlift. Lunge would also be considered gait. So today we're going to go through a front squat. Opal here has not done a front squat in a while. So the most important thing we can worry about right now is her warm-up. So we're going to do what we call a figure 5 squat. That's just to loosen up your hips. So feet are about shoulder width apart. What you're going to do is bend in half and tuck your toes, or tuck your fingers underneath your toes. Your objective here is to try and get your hamstrings straight. So get those legs straight. So you might have to hold that for a minute. You'll feel a nice big pull in the back of the legs here. From this position, what you're going to do is then drop your butt straight down, as if you're kind of taking a little poop in the woods there. So you're going to drop your butt down, keeping your toes, your fingers underneath your toes. You're going to drive your chest through, drop into a squat position. What we're looking for here is for our arms to be on the inside, and you're driving your knees out. Push those knees out, and you're trying to get your back as straight as possible. This is the natural squatting position, or ass to grass as it has been called. And we're going to hold that for a sec. Then from here, you're going to put your hands directly above your head and stand up. That's one. So we're going to go through that 5 times. It'll really help loosen up the hips. So here we go. Let's do it again. So bend on under. Tuck your fingers underneath your toes. Let your hammies feel that for a sec. Should burn a bit. Drop down. As you'll notice, as I drop down, I have to put my toes out a little bit more. That's completely natural. Having your toes slightly out helps break the hips at a better angle for the squat, which helps you get that deeper. And then it's easier for you to activate your glutes versus your hip flexors. So we're holding this for a minute. Then we're going to put our hands up and stand straight up. Good. 3 more times. We're going to get Opal to do a couple into the camera here for us. Get you to turn so you're facing me. Good. So you're going to drop into that. Yeah, all the way down. Good. She's going to let her hammies get a nice big stretch in here. Trying to get her legs as straight as she can. Once she's feeling comfortable with this, she's going to drop her butt straight down as she drives her chest through. Her weight is in her heels. She's going to use her elbows to push her knees out so she gets that nice stretch through the groin. She's going to hang out there for a sec. Looks good. Back's nice and straight. Then she's going to put her hands above her head, driving her thumbs towards the back of the ceiling. And she's going to stand up with her weight in her heels. Perfect. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Here we go. We'll do it as a team. Bend down. Oh, hang out there for a sec. Yep, that's good. Now we're going to drop our butt, drive our chest through, slightly point our toes out. Really work on that thoracic extension. So tuck your chin. Try and keep that spine in as neutral as possible. And then hands up, stand up. One more time. Here we go.
It's been a long time.
I know, it's been a while. We haven't squatted in a while. Due to Opal's schedule, we had to take a little break from lifting, but she's ready to hit it again. Nice and straight. Good. Now she's going to drop her butt, drive her chest through. Good. Hold that. Hold it. Hands up, stand up. Excellent. Good. There we go. That is what we call our figure 5 squat pattern. Okay, so here we are. We're going to do a front squat now that we're all nice and warmed up. So we've put a target on the ground for Opal today. Like I said, it's been a while since she's front squatted, and the last thing we want to do is injure her. So we're going to do this as safely as they can, and we've put down a crate for her to aim her butt for. So I'll get you to step so your feet are facing the garage door. Okay, so because it's been a while for Opal, and her flexibility and her shoulders and stuff is not 100% right now, we're going to do this with dumbbells. So what I'm going to get her to do is bring the dumbbells up so the thumb is facing the back of the room, and she's actually able to bring her shoulders up more in front of you, be able to rest that weight on her shoulders, which will take some of the stress off of her forearms for her. There we go. So what she's going to do is pretty much the exact same as that seated figure 5 squat that we just did, the figure 5 squat. She's going to spread her feet about shoulder width apart, a little bit wider than that I would say, and she's going to slightly point her toes out. Now the front squat's great because the weight is not on your back, so you're able to keep your center of gravity more in front, which will help with thoracic extension, really getting those shoulder blades down and back, tucking your chin so you have that nice neutral spine. So Opal squatted before, so this is not her first day, so she's going to keep her elbows up, and she's going to, maintain good form, touch her butt to that crate. The main thing that we're going to be looking for here is the angle of her back. Good, so she's down, she's going to come back up. The only thing I'm going to challenge Opal to do is try and keep her chest as upright as possible. Everybody's got that tendency to lean a little bit forward. If we keep adding more weight, that's gonna hurt her. So that's how you tell. Good, there we go, good. Should her weights in her heels. This time when she does it, I want her to focus on driving her knees out as she comes up. Good, straight down, core tight, touch it. Drive those knees out, out, out. Good, better. 5 more just like that. Keep that core tight. Core as tight as can be. Good, don't lose your low back. Good, let's go for 3 more. Now that we finished our front squats and our lunges, we're going to focus on a couple things. Correcting the imbalances or the faulty recruitment patterns. So we got Opal again, she's going to do a step up, but instead of doing a step up that's parallel to when she brings her knee up, we're going to try and isolate a shorter step up. And the reason why I like these is because it really helps get rid of that Donald Duck butt, that lower crossed syndrome, because the weakest muscle in your lower cross is where your hamstring and your glute meet, and that, especially when you're in Donald Duck butt, this muscle is extended, it's stretched. It's stretched to its full potential, whereas if you can tuck it underneath, engage your transverse, engage your core, set your thoracic spine, you get your glute. Your glute actually engages by simply just pushing through in that fashion. So the reason why we go for a smaller step up is so that way we really get to engage that portion of the glute, because too high and it's really easy to start cheating and pushing off with the other floor. So when Opal's doing these today, can you put your foot up there please? Her objective is going to be to drive through her heel, really make sure that when she's pushing up, her heel stays flat, her toe isn't doing all the work. She's going to put her weight into her heels and drive her heels straight down. She's also not going to use this leg, her leg on the ground, to push up at all, so you're not going to see any sort of hopping. Exactly, just like that. The reason why this is good is because it isolates the Donald Duck butt syndrome weakness and helps you push it through. So when Opal does that, what she's going to try and do is set her butt underneath her shoulders, set her shoulder blades, engage her transverse abdominis, tuck her chin for neutral spine, and without using her back leg to push up, she's going to drive that front heel down, and at the top she's going to make sure she gets a nice big squeeze. Good. Yep. Good, that one was the best one yet. So you can see the differences when Opal will cheat, so I want you to cheat and lean forward a little bit. You'll see that her knee will tail, a little bit more cheating than that. Her knee will trace, there it goes, over top of her toes. So she gets that too much of an extension in her knee to her toe ratio. Your ankle and your knee should stay directly above each other. Perfect. That one was better. So where you're going to feel this the most should be the lower part of your glute. Bit of your quad obviously gets engaged. Definitely feeling the glute. Is that where you feel it, Opal?
Yeah.
The other key thing to take care of, the other key component you got to watch for is the ratio of their hips. So as you can see right now, Opal let her hips shoot out a little bit. You don't want to see the hips shooting out at all. That was better. See how she keeps her hips nice and square? So you can use this zipper there. There, that was a little bit better. If your hips are shooting out to the side, you're using your hip flexor switch sides. We really want to try and keep those hips as square as possible. Drive them up together. She'll be better at this leg because it's not as fatigued now. Good, make sure your knees don't come in. Excellent. These are fantastic modified step-ups. I would start some of my clients here. Today we're using them as a finisher to really kind of hone in on our weaknesses in our front squat, because the front squat's going to pull out any imbalances you have. Is it good? So we're on the last set. Opal's feeling pretty fatigued, so safety first. We've ditched the weights, but now we're going to really hone in on some form here. So another thing that trainers can do, or that you can do to help your squat, is to get somebody to stand in front of you. The reason why this works is because the tendency to do a squat wrong. I want you to have a big lean forward. The tendency once you start adding weight is you can see that she really gets like a lean over top. I'll show you from the side angle here. Can you do it again, please? She really gets this lean. Look at that. Look at where her chest is. It's in line with her knees. Do it again, please. So that's not good. That's a hip flexor thing that she's doing right there. You're not working your squat. She's letting her core give out. She's forgetting to squeeze. So one thing you can do is either get the client to do these against the wall, or, if you're like me, stand beside them and tell them not to rub up on you. There, look at that. The only thing I would say is that she's still losing her core a little bit because she's letting her butt better. See how much harder that is? See how much harder she had to work to get back up? That's a squat. There, that's way better. And she's going to work on driving her knees out as she stands up to make sure we don't get any knee drops. Much better. Let me give you 2 more just like that. So I've taken away that from her. Yes, she can't cheat now because I'm the wall. It's really good. There, good. It keeps your weight in your heels. Excellent. Good job. Much better. Much stronger of a squat.